All right, welcome back. Happy Friday. We got a crypto market update. It's been a while since we've done one of these videos. There hasn't been a whole lot to talk about unless you like to look at charts that are just going down and to the right. So we've talked in the past, especially Bitcoin, it is programmed to have these 4-year cycles based on its halving and based on just how Bitcoin is made. You read the Bitcoin white paper, you have this halving cycle where half of the supply that is being put onto the market is cut in half every 4 years. And because of that, it's typical that we go through these bear markets that then turn into a bull market 4 years later. So we've got the last 4-year cycles put up on a chart here. I think this is a great chart that just illustrates what's likely to come over the next couple of years, and not to freak out and panic. There's so much attention that's going to AI and technology stocks, and rightfully so. Those aren't programmed like Bitcoin is, and those don't have as clear pattern that we have here with Bitcoin. So we'll talk a little bit more about what I'm doing with my crypto exposure here, but let's just take a look at this chart. So in 2014, we had our first bear market. 2015 is the pre-bull. 2016 was the first bull run, and then 2017 we had the blow off top, and the cycle repeats. 2018 bear market, 2019 pre-bull, 2020 first bull, 2021 blow off top, and then we go through the same thing. I think what caught people off guard here is in 2025, myself included, we are expecting a little bit better blow off top. We just kind of had a slow grind up. There were so many positive catalysts. There were so many headlines. You've never seen so much attention around crypto. And we followed the 4-year cycle in 2024 and 2025. We had nice moves, but I think people were expecting the numbers to go higher. And we can see here in 2026, we are near the end of the bear market according to this 4-year cycle. Does that mean you need to go rush in and buy everything right now? I don't think so. I think that's what 2027 should be used for, to be accumulating once we hit the capitulation low. Like we've seen here in 2022, we had this big liquidation here. And then same thing in 2018, we had a big drop. So for me personally, I don't think the bottom is in for Bitcoin. And I think we'll get a nice extra flush down in the next handful of months. And I think 2027 will be the year that you want to accumulate your Bitcoin and keep holding for the long term. So with that being said, let's take a look at my accumulation plan and just a few little tidbits on the market here. So Bitcoin at 63,000, its June low was 58,000. That's down 50% from all-time high. The sentiment is terrible. We're in extreme fear, and Bitcoin dominance is around 56%. So the last cycle bear drawdowns have been 85, 84, 77%. Right now we're only at a 50% drawdown. So this is again a little bit more evidence to where we probably have another 10 to 15, maybe 20% drop that we can go down to hit our low for the cycle. As Bitcoin gets larger and more mature, we should see these drawdowns be less and less throughout the cycles. But I don't see why we couldn't drop down another 20% and hit our low. So we already talked about the 4-year cycle. But as far as accumulation and what I'm doing, I hold 0 altcoins and 0 crypto stocks. I think the next year is going to be even more brutal for those. Bitcoin is the blue chip of all these assets. And if we're expecting Bitcoin to potentially drop another 20% before its bottom and then have a slow grind up, these stocks are going to bleed out even more. Bitcoin doesn't have employees. Bitcoin doesn't have, they don't have revenue that they're being compared on month to month, quarter to quarter. So I think those stocks are in for a little bit more pain, and you've got all the noise around MicroStrategy and things like that. And there's no volume in the trading right now. So once the price really starts to recover, potentially in 2027, 2028, then those companies could potentially be appealing. But even then, it's going to take months, quarters for the revenues to start to reflecting the bull market sentiment. And then we'll start to see those stocks move. So I think it's dead money right now to be holding stocks, crypto stocks, and then also for altcoins. That's just a whole another ball game. I think there's a time and place to trade altcoins and crypto stocks, but that's in the bull market. We are in the middle of the bear market, and then we still are going to have the whole next year for accumulation and the pre-bull. So there's not going to be any huge volume and lasting pumps, in my opinion there. So what I'm personally doing, I haven't sold any Bitcoin. All my Bitcoin is in a cold storage wallet. I haven't touched it. I have accumulated a little bit this year, but nothing substantial. So my plan for the rest of this year is to start to move money into my crypto exchange and get ready to put in some limit buy orders for Bitcoin if we do get that flush 15, 20% down. And then in 2027, I'm going to start a monthly Bitcoin buy order that just executes on the 1st or the 15th of the month. Every month, no matter what the price is, just to slowly be accumulating before the next 2 years of the bull market come up in 2028 and 2029. So altcoins, not looking at them. Crypto stocks, I'll pay attention to them, but there's just nothing to throw capital at right now. As far as the sentiment for crypto, it's bad, but I don't see why that will change anytime soon, because we still have a couple of years for the price to start to move, and then we'll start to see sentiment improve. So looking at the chart of Bitcoin, we talked about the potential of this looks very similar to where we were in 2021. And the fear was that, oh, it looks constructive, like we might hold up on this trend line here, but we just blew right through that. We could be at the beginning stages of that where we blow through, maybe have a flash crash until 40, 30,000, who knows? And then it'll be a slow grind recovery before we make our next move back to the upside. So that looks like it is going to be happening over the next handful of months. So really that's about it. I don't think crypto's dead. I think it is not getting any love or attention right now, but that's the 4-year cycle. Nothing has changed for Bitcoin. In my opinion, nothing has changed. Gold goes through these cycles. Gold goes through these boom and busts as well. They're just much longer. But when gold was not doing anything here from 2012 to 2022, I mean, nothing changed with gold. It's the same thing. But then it went on this monster run from 2022 up. So the fundamentals for Bitcoin is the same, in my opinion. It's just liquidity is not going there. It's part of the 4-year cycle. And then we'll have to wait and see if the 4-year cycle continues to play itself out. So that's really all I got for this crypto market update. Hope everyone's doing well out there, and we will talk soon. All right. Peace out.